Hi everybody, I'm Kit Rackley. I'm a geography educator here in the UK. But for this Teach Me, I'm actually joined with a very special guest from San Francisco, Kate O'Donnell from the Exploratorium Museum. Hi Kate.
Hello, hi Kit. Thanks for having me.
Oh, no problem. Kate, can you tell us a little bit about the Exploratorium?
So the Exploratorium is actually the world's first hands-on science museum, and all of our work is designed to be interactive. So whether that is our exhibits on the museum floor or the activities that our teachers develop that you can also find on the website, basically everything is about being able to explore the world around you by directly sort of interacting with the phenomena and seeing what you observe.
Yeah, and I was so fortunate about 2 years ago to work with you at the Exploratorium for a lovely 2 months during my sabbatical year. And one of
It
my
was our
favorite,
pleasure.
thank you. One of my best memories is actually working with the high school explainers, and the high school explainers are high school students who come in for a day or two a week and get paid to 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 explain things and teach things to members of the public, and they learn on the job. And I just think it's such, and you've got students from all walks of life and all demographics, which I thought was an absolute pleasure, and my heart was in the right place for that. So now this sounds all wonderful and amazing, but of course we're over here in the UK and there's other things going on. We probably won't be able to get to San Francisco for a while, whatnot. So, well, what can we do? How can we benefit from the Exploratorium? So we have, of course, your website. And your
Mhm.
website is just an amazing resource. And one of the favorite things about the website, it's easy to navigate for a start. Right on that banner at the top, you've got an education link. So clicking on the education link and you've got other things. And one of the things which is really useful is the tools for teaching and learning. So in just 2 clicks, teachers over here can have a look at all the resources available for teachers. Because of course you've got your wonderful Teachers Institute there at the Exploratorium developing all of these resources. What's your favorite part of the website, Kate?
Oh, that's so hard. We do have over 18 million pages of content, but I promise, as Kit just said, it's easy to navigate. I really like our science snacks section, which we can talk about in a minute, but some of the things that we've been doing recently are also pretty exciting. We just did 2 live streams for World Oceans Day this past Monday, and that included one that was primarily focused for a younger audience, and then one for a little bit older audience, everything from films to conversations with scientists, a really cool underwater soundscape of different bioacoustic sounds. So you can check that out too, as well as the one that we did for Earth Day in April.
Yeah, and the Exploratorium are amazing at this. And the other thing I will say as well is people should really follow your Facebook and Twitter feeds, because on Facebook you regularly do live broadcasts with researchers, with your teacher institute, and it's just amazing. Like Ron's elements things that he's been doing,
Yes.
and you say you broadcast for World Ocean Day, and so people just liking your page will get those alerts that these videos are happening, and they're going to find something really interesting and useful. So that's fantastic. And one of my favorite parts of the website is the wired pier. And when I came and visited you a couple of months ago, which seems like an age away now, I was fortunate enough for Ron to take me up on the roof and to show me all the equipment for the wired pier. And of course, when I was working with you 2 years ago, I got to play with the wired pier quite a lot. And what I really love about the wired pier is the amount of scientific and robust scientific data you're collecting. And of course, people can go on the website and have a look at all the data and what you're collecting. And it is so scientifically robust. And it's in partnership with NOAA as well, which is the National Oceanographic and Atmospheric Administration, another place I was very, very lucky to work with in Boulder, Colorado, with the climate scientists there. And you've got a really strong partnership with NOAA, haven't you? Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, absolutely. So we have an education partnership with NOAA that spans sort of all areas of NOAA. And one of the things that, yeah, I love Wired Pier, and one of the things I think is so cool about it is that basically when we moved a few years back to this location, we're out on a pier over the water and thought, hey, it would be really cool to be able to not only measure our environment, but do so with like scientific research grade standards. a lot of what we try to do is connect people with how we know what we know. You know, how do scientists actually figure out these things about our environmental health? So we worked really closely with scientists from a variety of organizations to get the best, like the right instruments that we needed and make sure that our data was research quality grade. We actually had a graduate student from San Francisco State University use only our data for her research thesis to look at where sort of water comes from. And basically, yeah, all of that data is going out into bigger scientific networks. So the International Ocean Observing System, all of NOAA's data, and we actually have one of NOAA's buoys, ocean acidification buoys, the PCO2 buoys. And it's the only one that's not actually out in the deep ocean, that's in an estuary. So that's pretty cool to get to be part of those larger scientific observing networks.
Yeah, and it's important to note that the reason why I'd recommend the Why Appear to Teach over here is because it's based on robust scientific data, and teachers always want that high quality things to be put into their resources. Now, you mentioned ocean acidification. So I have my pride and joy here, my science book, my Exploring Snack book, and you can access a lot of these stuff on the Exploratorium website. So you got one about ocean acidification, I believe.
Yeah, we have a couple, but my favorite one is called Ocean Acidification in a Cup. And basically, you know, there's a really sort of common OA demo that people do where you blow it, you know, with a straw or something into BTB and you see it change color. And the issue with that demo is that it can get kind of confusing about where like the regular versus rampant CO2 comes from. You know, the fact that we're breathing it out isn't the issue, right? When it comes to CO2, obviously. So what this does instead is basically you're just mixing some baking soda and vinegar in a little cup inside a cup, put a lid over that, and then we actually get to see how a gas is absorbed into the liquid and actually watch as we see that CO2 be absorbed into the water. And you can see it with the colors in the BTB, and I think it's pretty cool.
And that's brilliant, because one of the things that GCSE geography and A-level geography students must learn over here is things like the impacts on the environment from economic activity. And, you know, ocean acidification is a prime example of that kind of thing, you know, taking the whole CO2 climate change issue aside. So that's a really great one, and people should look that one up. So my science snack, which was in the book, I had a go at it actually, I tried to, was the fog chamber one. And people who know me quite well know my specialism is weather and climate, so I really want to try that one out. This was my failed attempt at doing this one, but it's I think the reason why is because I just haven't got the right jar. I've got one of those like canning jar kind of things, and I think I've pierced the glove, so I've not got a seal here. But basically what this does is that you put a little bit of water in there, you light a match, drop it in there, so you've got some molecules which the water can coalesce around, and then by putting your hand in here and kind of reducing the pressure and doing that, what's happened is you actually cause condensation, because then the air expands, you've got lower pressure, and then condensation takes place and cooling takes place. Oh, the other thing I would say as well is that both, well, obviously for people who don't have the book on the website, you can do this anyway, but if you were lucky to kind of get hold of the book as well, you've got a fantastic index at the back, which indexes all the snacks to different types of science. So you can look at the ones all to do with natural sciences there and all the geography related ones. That's just freaking amazing. Right.
And yeah, you can find that index on the website too, even if you don't have the book.
Well, there you go. So thank you so much for joining me, Kate. I just want to end on a really bit of nostalgia, because you mentioned earlier about like you put webcasts, you do like science webcasts with academics and researchers, which was amazing. Do you remember? I think it was in 2008. Yes, you're grinning. In 2008, a world ago, there was yourself, there was Ron and Mary in Antarctica, interviewing science about their neutrino telescope, and then there was young geography teacher me with a class late at night in Norwich joining that webcast, and you actually got us to ask those scientists questions. Wow, that's a very, very, I love that. So,
that was wonderful, and I apologize again for not being able to fully understand the accents for some of the questions that were asked. It was so much fun though, and it was so cool to get to connect with your class and connect you all directly with scientists in Antarctica.
And my message to everyone watching this is basically, you know, this is the technology we have. We're talking to you, we're 8 hours time zones apart, but contact someone in the Exploratorium in San Francisco at the University of Berkeley, you know, or University of California, Berkeley. somebody far-flung, Hong Kong, wherever, ask them, would you like to engage with our students? Why not? We did it. And that was in 2007 when Skype was very pixely. So, but nowadays this should be nice. So get out there, everybody. Get in contact with your favorite scientist academic from wherever in the world. Get a web chat or a webinar going or something. Do it. So, okay. So thanks again, Kate, and good.
Thank you so much.
Have fun with the TeachMeet, everybody. So, see you. Bye-bye.
Bye.